All right, hello everybody, and welcome back to another edition of the Rock and Roll Geezers Show, your weekly rock news outlet, right here by golly, upper Midwest of our beautiful country. I'm your host Murph, and got a lot to talk about this week on the Rock and Roll Geezers Show. Got a special birthday we have to mention, and of course, we have to talk a little bit about the Olympics. There's quite a music connection we're going to be discussing. Got an update about Jack Black and a couple of R.I.P.s, sadly, and another musician sells his catalog, which is really cool these days. And we got Conor McGregor and Sinead and Mob, all sorts of good stuff going on here. But I can't do it by myself, obviously. It requires my co-host up there residing just on the border of Wayne's World, if I may, and that would be Doc Vox. How you doing there, Doc?
Doing quite well, sir. Quite well. Yes, sir. Thanks, everybody, for stopping by, checking in on us. I always appreciate that. Welcome to old subscribers. And if you are a first time viewer or not a subscriber, please consider doing so. If you love rock and roll like we do and like to keep up with the interesting and important and wacky stories as they happen, this could be the channel for you. We do this every Monday, and nice little tidbits this week, but we're going to start off with a very inspiring figure that we talked about before.
We talked
And
about it quite a
yeah, he
bit, yeah.
enjoyed a very special birthday. And
That's Jason
yeah,
Becker right behind me right there. And boy, what was his 50th birthday now, I believe?
55th.
55th. Amazing
Yeah.
because he's got Lou Gehrig's disease, ALS, and he got it at just 20 years old. And he was at 16 years old, his lead work was blowing people's minds. Uh, and then he got ALS, and now he's chair ridden and basically is pretty much paralyzed for the most part. But he's been inspiration. For the material he put down while he was still able is just amazing, and it's just going to last. It'll be around forever. But yeah, and not only did he have a birthday, but a whole bunch of artists got together to put together a video wishing him a happy birthday, and the list is mind blowing. A mind blowing list of musicians. This video it's 26 minutes long, and that gives each individual time to really express what he meant to them, what he means to them, and it's just an amazing list of musicians there, Doc. Mind blowing, except for one one thing stood out immediately, and that was Eddie Trunk. Eddie Trunk. I don't know. It just with this, I'm looking at the list here, and Eddie Trunk. It just stood out like what?
Man.
But what do you think
Yeah,
about
yeah,
that?
it's a who's who of Shredder. But yeah, this guy's story is unbelievable, man. It's like you said, yeah, 16 years old, he and Marty Friedman of well, he's doing his own thing now, but of course, of Megadeth fame,
Mm-hmm.
and they started a group of Cacophony.
Cacophony,
And
yes.
then 4 years later, 20 years old, yeah, diagnosed with the ALS. Just got to the point he couldn't even hold the guitar anymore. There's a documentary out. It's called Jason Becker, Not Dead Yet.
Mm-hmm.
And it just talks about his story and what's amazing. The amazing, he's totally
Yeah.
paralyzed, and all
Mm-hmm.
he can move is his eyes. And he and his father develop a system where they have like a keyboard and it has the letters, and he looks at them. It's not a typical kind of keyboard. They develop their own kind of thing, and
Mm-hmm.
but the way he looks at the letters, and that's how he communicates. He's still making music that way. I don't even know how that works.
And
But this guy is
wow.
unbelievable, unbelievable, and he's
Yeah.
been in this state for quite a while, and it's a constant struggle just to keep up with care
Yeah,
and
they're having
regular
trouble
full time
finding,
care.
yeah,
Oh
full
yeah,
time care and stuff. And geez, I'm hoping because remember he sold one of his prized guitars just to pay for some of his medical
that Eddie
care.
Van Halen gave him. Yeah,
So
that was a
look at
guitar that Eddie Van
when you
Halen
look
gave him.
at
That he had
this
to sell
list
for
of
care.
when you look at this list of musicians here, I would hope he's not hurting for anything at this point with the kind of money
Right?
we're talking.
Yeah, you're right.
The last name on the list, Ringo Starr, finished out the video. Ringo Starr. I mean, and it's just a who's who. Nuno Betancourt, guitarist, Loomis, Eric Johnson, Gus G. Just everybody who's anybody.
Nancy Wilson of Heart, Steve
Art,
Stevens from Billy Idol, Uli John Roth,
Lee
Old School
John Roth,
Scorpions, Kirk
yes,
Hammett, Nita Strauss, by Joe
betcha.
Satriani, Steve Vai,
Seymour
Alex
Duncan himself.
Skolnick, Chuck Billy, Steve Lukather, Paul Gilbert. It's a Jason Newsted.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah, the
who's
list is
who.
just Emily. Yeah, Joe Bonamassa, Richie Kotzen, Chris Broderick, and of course his old buddy Marty Friedman. So yeah, just Slash and Duff and everybody, John Five, everybody,
Because
and
a lot of people, a lot of people grow ill, but just having it happen at such a young age, and just the fact that he was such a prodigy, he was
right.
just a prodigy. He was doing, Beethoven on his guitar and stuff, doing all these crazy passages and
And he
whatnot.
would do
And
the thing where he played it on his lap, and yeah, he was a
yeah.
quite creative and
Oh,
innovative player, and
well, I hope he's in
yeah,
a good place. But the fact that he's still struggling to find full time care and whatnot, I hope that's not a money issue. Because really, all these musicians, a lot of them filthy rich, a lot of them not. But they could do something to help out because he's such a unique case in the music world that really take care of Jason. And of course, you can look at his creations through his website, www.jasonbecker.com, and then you can also donate there to the Jason Becker Special Needs Trust. So I hope these musicians are kicking in some of their well-earned bootay, to this situation. Take care of Jason. He's such a amazing
yeah,
guitarist.
just set up some kind of fund or something for this guy, man. I mean, just
Crying
it's
out
such an
loud.
inspiring story, man. This is the kind of story that you want to have out there and have it heard. And it's just,
Yeah,
yeah, I hope
yeah.
he gets the support he needs, man.
Okay, Jason. Yeah, yeah. And boy, here we go. There it is. Paris 2024, the Olympics. By golly, yep, the Olympics are in town. And well, not here, but they're in Gay Paris. And I don't know. They call it Gay Paris for a reason, pal. If I may joke. But that was a pretty bizarre opening uh, of the Olympic, I must say. But what was pretty cool about it was that they had a metal band in the opening ceremonies. Did we see them or no? Gojira. We saw so many
No,
bands.
no, no. We've never
Okay,
crossed their paths.
all
No,
right, yeah, yeah. Gojira, a French metal band. Gojira. They were played a part in the opening ceremony, and it was a pretty cool set actually. They
very
were
cool,
they were
man.
they were in they had like an old, I don't know, what do you call it? Not a mansion.
It
It's
was
a
like an old castle, but it used to be a prison
huge.
also, I guess.
Oh,
So yeah,
great.
just a perfect setting. Yeah, and they're like all into different windows and just
Yeah,
rocking out and
they've got things jutting out from the windows, if I may use the word jut, jutting out from the windows, and they are standing on them, rocking out, while a headless Marie Antoinette was singing. It's like, what the hell's going on here? That was pretty bizarre. But of course, that's not the only thing that happened there. But we'll just leave. We're
well,
going to talk
just
about the music.
having
But
some medal at the Olympics. Maybe
it was cool. Yeah.
open the door to having Metallica at the Super Bowl. Maybe I doubt it, but
Oh, no, no, we're
kind
not
of.
that hip.
No, no,
Mm.
that's France.
No, it'll be some hip hop or, something like that, rap
oh yeah,
artist or something.
yeah.
Oh, but yeah, so good for Gojira, wow. The first metal band to do an
At the
Olympic
Olympics,
opening.
yeah.
And yeah,
Yeah, I wasn't familiar with them, but I'm sure a lot of people weren't and are now. So, hope it gives them a good boost in their career. I'm sure it will. How can it not? And
yeah.
yeah, no, they did a great job, man. It was really good.
Oh yeah. And then Snoop. Yeah. Oh,
Oh yeah,
Snoop Dogg. Gosh, really he got to carry the Olympic torch on the final leg across France. And this sort of rocks me. It's like, wait a minute. Wouldn't you have nothing but all Frenchmen? If you're in
right,
France on something
right.
like this,
Yeah, I
you'd
thought the
have
same
war
thing.
heroes or music or I don't know, all French, but no. I don't know, maybe he brought some big blunts or something to share, or what we cones. Maybe he does cones now. I bet he still
Yeah.
does blunts.
Well, the torch looked like a big joint, man. It was like,
Yes, it did. I was gonna
I
mention that. Yeah, you are
was like,
correct,
Jesus.
sir. But yeah,
But
he carried the torch
yeah,
through the streets of
I'm trying to
St.
find
Denis.
out. Yeah. I'm trying to find out how do you get that gig? How do you get a gig carrying a torch? And you can be nominated, or
And
the
was it
committee can select you,
like a star
or
on the
yeah,
Grauman's
yeah. That's
Chinese
what it kind
Theater?
of
You pay
sounds like. Yeah,
35,000 and boom,
yeah.
hey, sure you can
Actually, I
carry the
just
torch.
read an article. It's 75,000
Oh, it went
is
up.
the going price for a star on the Hollywood Walk of
It
Fame.
was 35. Yeah, I
Yeah,
remember
yeah. I
that.
just saw an article on that where Cat Williams bought the star for someone. I can't remember now, but at any rate, yeah. So he was walking through or running through the streets of what Saint Denis, but I'm sure they pronounce it Saint
Saint
Denis
Saint-Denis.
or something. Yeah, and
Saint-Denis. Yeah.
that's the town where the stadium is. So he's pretty close to the action. And
You mean the
also
Stade de France? The
the
Stade
Salle
de
de Fall.
France.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Talking about, it seemed like it would just be French, people that would carry that through there,
Yeah,
and maybe
exactly.
the last part, but except for the Ukrainian Olympian that actually like lit the torch, I guess. So I guess they're just trying to
Oh, yeah,
torch
retired
their phone or whatever.
Ukrainian
But
pole vaulter
yeah,
Sergei Bubka.
yeah, he was guy
Hello.
breaking all them records back. I think, oh
He could
gosh,
have
when it was the
joined
'80s,
Snoop.
'90s, or whatever.
I don't know. I'd be having
But
all
also,
Frenchmen.
Halle Berry. Halle Berry was one of the torchbearers running through the
Ooh.
streets of France at some point.
How did we miss that?
Yeah,
How
I
in
don't
the
know.
wait a while? How did everybody miss that timeout?
Yeah.
Are you sure about that? Really?
That's what it says, Halle Berry.
Wow. How did we miss that? That's horrifying. Yes, it does say that. Oh my gosh. Formula One driver Charles Leclerc. Wow. How about that? That's crazy.
But I guess Snoop's hanging out at the Olympics and he's going to be a commentator. And I guess this all sprung from the last Olympics. They remember they had to do in 21 because of COVID.
Uh-huh.
And he was doing something with Kevin Hart with the equestrian and talking about the way the horse was walking. I guess they thought he was funny doing that, and so they got him for this Olympics. I can't imagine what kind of events he's going to be commenting on, but
Oh
whatever.
boy. Yeah.
Could do worse,
That
I suppose.
oh them nutty French. Ho ho ho.
Ho
Le
ho
dog.
ho!
Ho
And they all
ho.
smoke, and they all. I should say it.
Yeah.
I've been to
Oh.
Paris. I've been to Paris once for like when I was stationed in Germany, and we went there for
Oh.
it wasn't even. It was like a day and a half, man. We just kind of went in and saw the sights and split.
Yeah.
But we got our
Yeah.
car broken into while we were in Paris, man.
Ho ho
And
ho.
all they stole was a cool T-shirt. And I was like,
Look at the Renault. Ho
oh,
ho
ha, ha.
ho. Those wacky French. Oh man.
But yeah, that was
And then
my Parisian experience. That's about it.
oh gosh. And then
But yeah, they had. I don't know if you saw too. Well, I'm sure you did. Celine Dion.
Celine Dion,
She's
yeah.
not in the rock world so much, but it was kind of cool seeing her and kind of a little.
Well,
I don't
she's
know,
got that
little
damn
rock and roll
disease that's
attitude
really
just being out
screwing up
there.
everything. Yeah. She's been a health mess lately, with she got some disease that, she like froze for you
Stiff people
stiff.
disease, yeah.
Yeah, right. Something weird like that. And yeah, she belted it out, man. Hit all the notes and good for her. Jeez. See, everybody's got a story. Everybody's got a story. Rich and
Right.
famous, it don't matter. If you got a disease like that, you know, money don't matter. Health
Yeah,
matters
that's
more
right.
than
Yeah, you
that.
got that right.
But
I
yeah.
found kind of interesting though is she's French Canadian, but she's not French. It seems
Ho,
like a
ho,
bit of a
ho.
stretch. Yeah, it sounds like a bit of a stretch for them to And I'm sure they have their own pop stars. They had a couple of them perform there and stuff, but apparently they don't have the equivalent of Celine
uh,
Dion
yeah, they
over
wanted to
across
bring
the
the big
pond.
guns
So
out. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. She did good though. All wrapped
Oh
up
yeah,
and
phenomenal.
whatnot. And oh man, it was a horrible night. Yeah, rainy as heck, and that'd be hard on the singers. So considering that, she did a real good job. Real good job. My gosh. But in any case, I remember we mentioned we talked about Jack Black, how they sort of had to cancel their tour over there in Australia and whatnot due to Kyle Gass's unfortunate comments. And here's an article. I'm not sure if it's true, but it probably is out of Luxury Blog. But they're talking about how Jack Black lost nearly 15 million and concert tours after that remark. And I believe that for sure. I mean,
Oh,
I
absolutely.
don't
Yeah,
doubt
yeah,
that at all.
yeah,
And
yeah.
yeah, yeah, they feel bad for him, feel bad for Kyle shouldn't have said that. No, I feel really bad for the roadies and all these guys who are depending on that
Good
income
call. Yep.
because that's part of their job. And now,
Oh
it's
yeah, he can
like
just go
getting
make
laid
another
off.
movie and make that 15 million. Yeah, he's good. Yeah, but
Lose.
yeah, these
Oh,
guys they're now they're on unemployment or whatever, and yeah,
and who knows? Do they have, do they have health insurance and stuff? Like most, pretty much all the jobs, except for when I was working for myself, pretty much all the jobs I hired into had retirement plans and health insurance and paid time, all the base, the decent things. And I gotta imagine them guys probably don't have a lot of that unless they're part of a bigger organization. But either way, they might have lost a big chunk of that 15 million was
yeah. There's kind of I've
roadies
seen
and stuff like
I've seen
that.
some videos on that. And there's like different levels of roadies, and there's like entry level, and then there's some that are actually on salary, and there's like two or three different levels in between. But yeah, you're right, man. Just the all the people associated with it. What are they going to do?
Uh,
But yeah, he can make up that 15 million. But I wonder if that's 15 million like out of his actual pocket, or gross of the
well,
rest of the
even
tour, or
either way, though, all
either
those
way, yeah, there's
all
a
the
bunch of people have
support
a
craft,
job.
and it's usually a couple dozen sometimes, and that's a couple dozen people who suddenly, oh, we got no gig tomorrow. Now what? Wow, that sucks to
Yeah,
be in
right.
that
As sudden as this
situation.
was, yeah, you're right. Yeah,
Oh boy, boy, that's what I
yeah, and I'm
feel
sure
for
nobody
them.
saw this coming.
Yeah, you gotta. Yeah, when you're not in charge, but when you're your
Responsible.
job responsible when your job keeps other people's families fed and sheltered and whatnot. You can't be you got to be careful what you do. And I'm sure Kyle Gass, he sure regrets it now, but it was just an off the cuff comment, but it was just the wrong, he probably would have said it at a party somewhere, but you don't say it on a stage in front of tens of thousands of people. That's not where you say it. So, boy, I just feel bad for the roadies. Just feel bad, bad, bad. Oh, look at this picture I got of him. I don't know. I don't think that's really him, but look at that. Isn't that neat? Ah, these people, that's probably an AI picture right there. Show me a chubby Jack Black. Boom. And that's what popped out. And AI, man, I'm not digging AI at all because you got to really pay attention to know what's real and what's not. And now they got the fake voices. We're going to be hearing probably political commercials that are fake AI generated that sound like a certain candidate. It's going to be crazy. AI is going to screw us all up, man. But yeah, Jack Black, I knew, yeah, he's not worried about it. Kyle may not have as much money as him. I'm sure he doesn't, but he's probably not too worried about it. But all those support staff, they're going to be worried about it. And oh, here we go. Couple of passings, Jimmy Creepers. You know, a lot of the youngsters may not obviously be familiar with John Mayall, but man, he was a legendary blues man. Died 22nd of July. Yeah, blues and rock musician, unbelievable. John Mayall and the Blues Breakers. That's where he first came into my orbit. Is when I've heard that name, and man, he's been instrumental in so many guitarists' lives and future. Not the least being Eric Clapton, because Eric Clapton was actually a member of the Blues
Yep.
Breakers for a little bit. So yeah, passed away. He was old as gosh, a rock. My gosh, born in 33. So wow.
Yeah, 90 years old.
Oh yeah, but he was
And
legend.
yeah, he was a mentor, man. He was one of those guys over across the pond, all the young up and comers in the '60s, and like you said, not least of which was Eric Clapton. And he's come out and put out a statement. He's really emotional about it. He says this guy was his mentor and his surrogate father. And yeah, he also kind of Fleetwood Mac came out of his group. John McVie and Mick Fleetwood and Peter Green, three of them kind of came out
Yeah.
of
How
from under
about
his
that?
mentorship and created Fleetwood Mac. So yeah, he's kind of one of those guys that just the real roots blues guy over there, and yeah, 90 years lived quite a long time. So
Yeah,
rest in
he
peace,
played.
John
Well,
Mayall.
Mick Taylor played with him.
Right?
Really, just one legend after another. And it's funny. He used to chop down his guitars to turn them into little bitty guitars, mainly Strats, I think, Strats and Tellys. But if you look at pictures of him, most of the times he's got a really weird looking guitar that he's chopped up, and it just doesn't look anything like it used to. But man, legendary blues man. Gosh almighty. Sucks, man. It's happening. Everybody's getting old. Yeah, there he is right there. Yeah. See, look at that little guitar. Ooh, there's nothing to it. But yeah, crazy good blues dude. Another one who passed, the Moby Grape. I remember I thought that was the coolest name growing up, back in the 60s. Oh, Moby Grape. Well, their guitarist, Jerry Miller, has passed. He was 81. So yeah, all the legends are bugging out. Yeah. What a bummer. But
Yeah, he's the co-founder, guitarist. Yeah, they were kind of part of that whole San Francisco scene. I think their
yep.
debut came out in '67, so right smack dab in in the heart of it. And I've recently listened to him, not because of this. As I'm trying to listen to all my stuff, and
Oh, right, right.
best of Moby Grape. It's pretty dated, man. I didn't care for it
Is
too
it?
much, man. It's just pretty, yeah. But at the time, it had its time and place, and
Oh, Clapton.
inspired a
Yeah,
lot of other
Clapton thought
folks,
he
and
was bad. Bad stuff. He thought he was cool to the cool beans. Called him one
so
of the best guitar players in the world back in '67, though. But actually,
right.
Clapton was, because back then, Clapton was God. So with a small G, of course. But yeah, they were a psychedelic band. Debut in '67, and Rolling Stones awarded it one of its 500 greatest albums of all times at number
Wow.
121 in 2003. So that's
Yeah,
dated. That's
yeah.
dated. Sorry, man. It just ain't gonna cut it, man. Moby Grape. Yeah,
But yeah,
but
if you like that sound of old Jefferson Airplane, early Grateful Dead, and that kind of stuff, that fits right in with that for sure. If you're not aware, I might want to check them out.
yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, rest in peace, Jerry Miller.
Sure enough. Sure enough. Moving on, we got one here. Toto. Toto. Everybody knows the group Toto. Their lovely song Africa, which everybody screws up the lyrics to, right? I
Yeah.
felt the rains down in Africa. No, you didn't. You blessed the rains, jerks. But yeah, so sure enough, where is it? Yeah, there. Stephen Vaccaro. He's from Toto, yeah, and he is selling it off, baby. Selling off his publishing catalog, his artist royalties, and I believe he kept some of his image rights, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, these cats, they're all jumping on the bandwagon. Good for them. Boy, oh boy, all that hard work early on where they may not have made a ton of money back then, but now, boy, they're cashing in big time. So good for
Right.
him, man. Uh,
Yeah, it's kind of like their former retirement, man. Getting that age, him to cash out, and I'm sure he'll still be doing stuff. But yeah, he had a little bit more, excuse me, a little bit more of a catalog than people realize. Not only stuff with Toto, and people may know he had two brothers in Toto, Jeff, Mike, and then Steve and Carl.
oh
But
yeah.
he co-wrote Michael Jackson's "Human Nature,"
Ooh,
among others. So he's he's getting some royalties coming in for that for sure,
sure, sure.
and a bunch of other stuff. And also, I mean, Toto, I believe all the members of Toto were session guys. They just did
Right.
a lot of session work. So I don't know how much of that, do they just get like paid a flat fee at the time, or do they get any royalties from any of that? Probably a flat fee on most of it.
I'm betting a flat fee, yeah, unless they
Yeah,
wrote the song, they didn't
yeah.
write it,
So well, I'm saying as they got hired as session players, so they probably don't have any royalties or any publishing rights to any of that stuff. But nonetheless, yeah, he's got all the total stuff and stuff he wrote with Michael Jackson and other artists. So
Yeah,
doesn't
yeah,
say the amount, but I'm sure he went out and had
well,
a nice meal to celebrate.
yeah. It's let me see. It's a multi-million-dollar deal. It includes royalties for some of Toto's biggest hits, as well as rights to all songs Steve composed for film and television, including his work for the award-winning FX show Justified. So
Yeah.
this
So
guy's
yeah,
he's
tons of
pretty
stuff.
deep.
Yeah.
He's got his fingers in all sorts of stuff, man. So good for him. Yeah, I don't think it says how much, but I thought I read where he's keeping some of his image rights because there's a lot of variables that go into that. You can give it all away, your rights, your images, your music,
Yeah.
your
Yeah.
publishing, blah blah, or you can just go half and half. Or it's amazing how each deal is quite a bit different. So good for him, man. Sell out. Why really? Why? Yeah, why not? Enjoy the fruits in our later years, if you will. So good for him, man. I can't blame him, and that's all I got to say about that. All right, moving on. Here's a name that not really synonymous with music, but nonetheless, that would be one Conor McGregor. There he is. Yeah, yeah, notorious Conor McGregor. Yeah, apparently he's part of a launch of a new Irish-based record label, Greenback Records. You betcha. He co-founded Greenback Records alongside music industry partners Richard Buck and Julian O'Brien, with the ambition of offering partnership deals to artists in a way that hasn't been done before. What, you mean they don't get screwed? Wow.
Right. Oh,
Yeah,
that's kind of I think the point of it. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Of course, everybody knows that he was a UFC badass for a while there. But this O'Brien guy, yeah, yeah, he was a creative director and head of A&R at Green Bay. He is a creative director and yeah, who is he? Well, he's had a background in artist rep, and he's managed Iron's biggest rap group, Versatile. But he was a promoter or agent for people like The Game, Snoop Dogg, Ice Cube,
Okay,
Cypress
that's a
Hill,
little more clear. I was gonna say just
Coolio, Obi Trice, D12. So, in 2023, he curated the High Rollers World Tour, which saw Ice Cube and Cypress Hill performing worldwide. So he knows what he's doing. It sounds like that's a good partner to have if you're not sure what the hell you're doing. If you're a UFC fighter, yeah,
yeah,
it's
right.
good to surround yourself with quality people, and that sounds like he's done it there. Because yeah, you want somebody with the knowledge. So there you go. Well, good for him. He can't fight forever, man. You got to do something else. And I know he's been involved in some kind of
He's in a
alcohol.
couple. Yeah, he's got a whiskey brand. He's
Whiskey,
got
okay.
a beer, a stout beer.
Oof.
So he's kind of getting into that world. Now he's getting into the music world, and so he's saying it's the first major label in Dublin. It's going to be multi-genre. So a lot of
Good.
labels kind of focus on one or two genres, but it's going to be kind of multi-genre. And he says payouts to artists currently unheard of in the industry. So
Well, I hope you can make it work.
you
I hope
know,
you can make it work.
that's the idea behind it. But yeah, when you say this guy was with the biggest rap group in Ireland, I'm like, that's kind of like being the tallest midget, man. That's like there's a, it doesn't
Yeah,
really. But yeah, he's got his other associations and they've been around. So hey
yeah.
man, this sounds like his heart's in the right place, trying to
Good
get a
for him.
label where artists can develop and get what they earn and
Yeah, who
flourish.
knows? Who knows what's
So
going to come out of there? Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Good for him. Yeah, and if anybody doesn't pay, he'll go pay him a visit.
right.
If somebody refuses to whatever, yeah, he'll go pay him a visit. Say hello, I'm Connor. I'm here to collect. Yeah. So freaking hang on here. Oh, there we go. Yeah. Good luck on that because the music industry is just a mess right now. Total freaking mess.
It's
Uh,
just a small part of the music world over there in Ireland. Like I said, it's going to be the only major label in Dublin. So, I don't know how much impact it'll have, but hey, if he's starting, something always starts big from small things. Big things will come. So we'll see what happens.
All right. Yeah, this is cool. This one's cool. Moving on. Oh, there it is. I'm going to stay in front of it for a second here. The National Wax Museum in Dublin, sticking with the Irish theme, is committed to creating a new wax figure of Irish singer Sinead O'Connor after significant public backlash. And it comes after the museum unveiled a waxwork of the late singer to and activist to coincide with her first anniversary of her death. And here's what it looks like. It's yeah,
Ah!
yeah. Well, they got the head right. That shaved head, obviously. They got that. They just they're just off a little bit on the face. It's close, but no cigar. One of those deals. I've seen a
I
lot
think somebody
worse
said
of
it
it.
looks like one of the Thunderbird characters, man. That pretty much nails it, right? Kind of looks like that.
Oh yeah, they didn't get the eyes though. Yeah, yeah, but they're gonna redo it. Boy, I've seen worse than that though. Holy cows, that's
Right?
I've seen a lot worse than that. But yeah, there was a big uproar and whatnot, and that people, shocked. People
Yeah,
were
they just
shocked.
unveiled it Thursday as the first anniversary of her death. And yeah, people people were not into it, man, at
Oh yeah,
all.
her own
The
brother
family,
John.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
her own brother John. It looked nothing like her. And I thought it was hideous. He told the Irish broadcast. Yeah. Here we go. Yeah, he had a figure look between a mannequin and something out of Thunderbirds. It's not that bad, He just the face ain't quite there. It just ain't quite there. Jeez,
That
it's
can't be easy though. I'm
oh,
no
that's
artist, but
got to be
yeah,
horribly hard. And her look changed so much, from her when she was
throughout
recording,
the
when
years,
doing
yeah,
MTV and stuff. It really
yeah,
changed a
yeah.
lot. So I don't know. What do you do? You want to age her more? I don't know. Ah, jeez. But yeah,
Well, I
so
think
they're
they
gonna.
usually try to present them as the public remembers them, like as they were in their heyday, so
I would think so.
but
Yeah, probably the heyday
yeah.
thing, because yeah, and it's gonna unveil a new one, new figure that quote truly honors O'Connor and her extraordinary impact. But good riddance. Yeah, jeez.
This reminds me of, then Sinead O'Connor reminds me back at the old Saturday Night Live when Phil Hartman used to do Frank Sinatra. Remember he had his little show or whatever
Yeah, they
when he
come
was
in and
doing
say with him, yeah, the duets. Yeah,
it's like when he's doing, yeah, I got chunks of guys like you on my stool. But they
yeah.
had Sinead O'Connor. What's up with you? I'm looking at
Cyanide.
you. I'm taking 6 ball side pocket. Yeah,
Called her cyanide.
yeah. That's what Jan Hooks. Yeah, Jan Hooks playing Sinead O'Connor.
Oh gosh. Oh boy. Oh boy. What a mess. It turns out it just came out that she passed from complications of COPD. So wow. Who'd have thunk?
Yeah, I had my I don't know. I don't want to say doubts, but I had my thoughts if it wasn't natural causes, if because she was going through some stuff at the time too.
Oh
So,
yeah. It had been for
but
quite a
yeah,
while.
natural cause. I mean, either way, I guess at this point it's moot point. But good to know that she didn't off herself, and
Nope.
I suppose
COPD. Some
it's good
some
to
some kind of
you know,
pneumonia and or something like that. If CO it just complicated the COPD and boom. So what
yeah.
a shame. What a way to go. When singers, yeah, COPD, I'm sure totally messes up singers. So what a drag. And then they do all that wax figure thing there, and it's like, oh gosh. And his brother John is not happy. No, here's one. I was really, I saw the headline and I was just super thrilled. It's like, yeah, this is so great. Moby announces a charity, announces charity beneficiaries for upcoming UK and European tour. He's doing a tour, and he's going to be giving 100% of the proceeds to 14 different animal rights organizations. And I thought, oh boy, that's mighty righteous. I got a puppy dog, a little Vesper lover. I love animals for the most part, but then I started reading deeper into who he's given to, and some of these organizations are wanting me to go vegan, and I'm not thinking, or vegetarian or whatever, and I
Yeah, I'm
think,
sure there's a lot of tie-ins with
well,
that.
see, I
Yeah,
am. I am a vegetarian because I just, there's a middleman. It's a cow. A cow eats the grasses and whatnot, and then I eat the vegetables through eating the cow. We slice up the cow and we eat the cow. That sounds horrible. Well, we slice up the cow, but but yeah, a lot of these are really crazy organizations. I think. Maybe it's me, but yeah,
Well, yeah, I'm sure, you start getting the animal rights, there's always gonna be a kind of PETA tie-in with, veganism and all of that too, so,
well,
but, I'm sure his heart's in the right place, but I kinda like the way it came about. I guess his manager's been bugging him to get out there on tour because he's wanting to make some money, the manager's wanting to make some money. And
yeah,
Mobley's like, "Yeah, I'm fine. I don't need it, man. I'm fine just doing an occasional gig here and there, doing the, benefits, whatever. I don't need it." But then he talked him into, "Well, why don't you just give your money away then?" He just wants to make his money, the manager. That's how it sounds like. So, I talked him into it, and he's gonna go out on tour and, of the UK and Europe, and, 100% of his proceeds are going to these organizations. Yeah, so
wow, yeah, yeah. He's got them all over the place. Got some in France, focusing on the defense of animals used as food resources. Belgium, once again, animal rights organization, reducing global consumption of animal products and just stuff like that. Germany,
right.
raise animal welfare standards, reduce the consumption of animal products. They're talking about steaks and whatnot there. You do understand that,
Oh,
Doc?
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
spread the vegan idea. No, yeah, yeah, spread it just like the manure you spread over the fields here out in the great Midwest, where we spread the fields with crap like ideas like that. But yeah, all sorts of organizations like that, and boy. I guess somebody's gonna do it, so it might as well be Moby. But yeah, we need meat, man. Nobody wants to.
He's kind of interesting. People remember the one album. I think everybody knows it back in the '90s or whatever. That was
Hmm.
the first album where every track on it was licensed out to somebody for advertising or other
Really?
uses. But every track on it was licensed. So
Wow.
he's quite the businessman, I guess, in a way too. So
I'll be darned. I
yeah.
did not know that, Doc. Wow. How about that? Moby, go for it, man. But I'm gonna eat my steak and especially chicken. I love a good marinated chicken breast on the grill. It just I don't know. It's good, healthy. I'm
Good
gonna
poke
try.
chop.
Well, I'm trying to lose a little weight, Doc. I might be getting a band back together and actually doing some gigs, and I gotta get my act together here. So, oh, here's a couple who's got their act together, and that would be this is amazing. And Doc, I tried to find pictures of this and I couldn't, but Iron Maiden and the Rolling Stones got together and had a wedding. Turns out that Steve Harris's daughter from Iron Maiden is marrying Ronnie Wood's son. Sure enough, how about that? Yeah, Steve Harris's daughter Faye married Ronnie Wood's son's Tyrone on July 26th. How about that? Man, oh man. And
I
I,
wonder
I
if I'm sure they didn't perform, but they should have. Steve Harris should have done some Iron Maiden too. Should have changed it to "Bring My Daughter to the Altar." He could have done that one. Lots of things they could have done there.
well,
But
they could have done 666, number of the beast, right for the wedding. That would have been great. No, I'm sure to no. They don't want to do that. I'm just kidding. But yeah, they were, Tyrone and Faye went public with the romance in 2022. Then he proposed in 2023, and wow, Ronnie Wood has 6 kids. So there you go. Married to 3 different times. Steve Harris has 6 children. He's only been married once. There you go. Iron Maiden keeps people together. How about that?
well, they make it sound like all right. Ronnie had 6 kids with 3 women, and Steve had 6 kids with one woman. But all they say was that just been married how many times. They don't if any of those kids are out of wedlock or not. Which I don't know that they
Ah.
are. I'm not making that allegation or assumption, but I
Yeah.
don't know. It could be the case, but yeah, they met on an online dating app for creative people.
Oh boy.
Tyrone is an art gallery owner,
Oh.
and Faye has a genderless perfume. Yeah, that's what we need.
Oh.
Everybody's smelling the same. Yeah, men and women
What?
all smelling alike. A
Oh,
genderless
gee.
perfume. What
That's horrible.
what would that even be? Here,
Maybe
smell
some
like nothing. Here,
hints of hyacinth. I don't know
I
what's
don't
up
know,
with
man.
that. These people, these nut jobs. Well, good for them. They'll be nutty in their own way and just stay out of our lives.
Can
Just
you imagine being that grandkid? His grandpa's Steve Harris and Ron Wood, man.
Ron Wood. Wow. Yeah,
You know,
that's crazy. That's
or
crazy
they get
cool.
together, family gatherings and whatnot. Thanksgiving with the.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. Yeah,
Of course,
yeah.
they don't have Thanksgiving over there, do they? Silly me.
Not even
But
sure.
I'm sure they have their own the Boxing Day or whatever they have over there.
Yes, let's do some boxing. Bring us your wares. Bring us your wares, and we will box them for nothing. Boxing Day. What is you know? Hey Doc, by golly, I went to my 50th high school
Holy
reunion.
Jesus!
50th reunion, high school reunion on Saturday. That was really, I was expecting the worst. I don't like big, uh, I didn't know many of them. I went to high school there for 2 years, and then 2 quick years, and then after senior year, poof, everybody disappeared. So I didn't like.
Oh
It's
yeah.
not like I had lifelong friends, like most of
Well, that's
them
what
had.
reunions are
But
for. Just go
yeah,
back and see
yeah,
people
it
you
was
haven't
a good.
seen. But
It was all right though. I'm not a big drinker anymore, but I did grab a little bottle of tequila just in case for a little little
a little
chill
nip. Yeah.
factor. Yeah, it was enjoyable. It was a good time. Good to see the people. Yeah, a lot of most of the folks I didn't recognize. Of course, some the super tall and the super short, and there's some people that you can't help but recognize. But 80% of the folks I had no
Right.
freaking clue. It's 50 years ago, man. God, my memory. It's like shit. I've been through the 80s. So the 80s was like memory, 70s, everything's cool. The 80s was like totally zoom, and then 90s on, but like the 80s was like a firewall, it's like, what did I do before the 80s? But yeah, it was good seeing them, and 50 years, 5 years, probably be doing another one, and we'll see if I can hang in there, man. See if I
Yeah,
can
thing
hang
is,
in
start
there.
getting up in that range, the crowd gets smaller at each one,
We had
unfortunately. But
about
yeah, I've never
16,
done
yeah.
any of mine, man. I back in my DJ days, I DJ'd a few, and I happened to DJ the same school, the class right ahead of me.
Oh,
And it
okay.
was kind of some people I knew from there. And I was just thinking, yeah, I don't need to do my own. I don't think. And so yeah, I've never done my own, but yeah, whatever.
Yeah, yeah, you still got a chance. But yeah, hell, you'll be kicking
Maybe I'll
back.
do 50 when I get to 50. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, yeah. But in any case, good old times. And hey, we're gonna have a concert review next Monday. We're going to see Sammy,
Yes,
baby,
sir.
on
Sammy
Friday
with
night, I
Joe
believe. Yeah,
Satriani doing the best of both worlds tour. They're going to be
yeah,
focusing on Van Halen hits, and I'm sure most of them in the Sammy era, but they'll be doing some from the Dave era as well. And
yeah. I've
yeah, I'm
seen
looking
some of
forward to it,
everything.
man.
There's a lot of
Yeah,
videos already on YouTube
yeah.
of
Of
the first concerts they've done, and
course,
it's gonna
Michael
be
Anthony's joining them,
yes.
and
Oh
is
yeah,
it Jason Bonham drummer? Is it?
yes, yes.
Okay, so yeah, it
Yes, yes, yes. It should be
should be a
quality
good
time, my
one.
friend. Yeah, yeah. So
Absolutely.
we'll be talking about that next week. But until then, please, everybody, if you can, hit the subscribe, hit the like, do a comment or two, and that'd really be cool. Try and jack up this algorithm, if you will. But well, aside from that, we'll see you next week. So why don't you take us home there, Doc?
Yes, sir. Another week in the books. Thank you all so much for hanging out with us. Greatly appreciate it. And yeah, help spread the word. Let other rock fans know we exist, and hopefully help the cause a little bit. But yeah, we do this every single Monday. Bring you all the interesting stories we find, and next week we'll be here too. Hope you are. Till then, have a great rock and roll filled week, everybody.